चलो मिलते हैं फिर बाद में. Welcome to another Moto vlog. So we had this fluke weather here in Maryland. Random day of like 65, 70 degrees. 2 days ago it was like 20 degrees, 18 degrees. It was super duper cold. But alhamdulillah, we got this one warm day. And I was like, man, I gotta get a ride in. Alhamdulillah, I hadn't put my bike away yet. I hadn't winterized it. So I know last time I said this is going to be my last ride probably for the season, but probably this ride, inshallah, is going to be my last ride. And the other thing is, it's almost Maghrib time, almost sundown time, so I don't know how much footage I'm going to be able to get because dark footage, once the sun gets low and it gets darker, the footage is not that great. So we'll see how much footage we can get, inshallah ta'ala. And I do have a topic for you. Alright, the topic that I have for you today, inshallah, is a topic related to fitness. And you're like, what? What does fitness have to do with Islam? What does fitness have to do with my deen? But I'll tell you. So I know fitness this time of the year is on a lot of people's minds because of the new year, or like New Year's resolutions and things like that. People are like, how to make a difference in their life, and they start making some changes. And that's why the gym is always packed out. And I mean packed out after New Year's. There's way too many people in there. It's kind of annoying, but alhamdulillah, I'm glad people are trying. So as people are trying to get in shape, there's going to be some issues, some things that will hinder one's success and motivation when it comes to working out. And what's interesting is that there are parallels between that and that's, you know, health and fitness, and also spirituality. So there are parallels between health and fitness and spirituality. So some of the roadblocks or some of the things that hinder our spirituality, those same concepts apply to fitness and health, and vice versa. So to start off with, I'll give you a quick one, and that is sometimes people never start. They don't start because they don't believe in their ability to accomplish anything. So a person says, hey, I just can't do it. It's not in me, or it's not me. They've already defined themselves. So when it comes to fitness, a person, you know, looks at people who are quote unquote in shape and all that kind of stuff, and they look at themselves and they're like, yeah, that'll never be me. Like, I can never be physically fit. I can never look like that. I won't be able to feel like that. So why even bother trying? And likewise with our iman, some people never start because they say to themselves, oh, that'll never be me. They'll look at like good Muslims, or quote unquote good Muslims, and they'll think to themselves, oh, that'll never be me. I'm sinful, or I lead this type of lifestyle, and I can never live that life or that type of lifestyle. I know myself. So once again, just not even starting to begin with, and actually the shaitan very much, especially when it comes to our iman, he has a role to play in that. Like, that's how he wants us to feel, to not even start. And the whole other point here is perfection and seeking perfection. And it's either like perfection or nothing. And by the way, a little bit off topic, I know, but I'm on the highway today. Highway rides aren't as scenic, but they're a little bit faster. But I'll try not to ride that fast. But I needed to be on the highway today, so seeking perfection. So a person says, you know, I can never be perfect, so what's the point in trying? And what we have to realize is that there's no such thing as perfection in physical fitness and health and in iman. But there is improvement and there is bettering ourselves. If we make perfection our goal, we're always going to be let down. If we want to look perfect, there's no such thing. And standards of beauty are always changing. We're always going to feel bad about ourselves if we're just seeking that perfection. However, if we're seeking to better ourselves, then that can be achieved. Because you can track your progress, you can have goals, you can set goals, and from one day to the next, or 1 week to the next, or 1 month to the next, you can see improvements. And improvements can be a very effective motivator in fitness and health, and also in spirituality as well. So no one's saying, hey, you have to be a perfect Muslim, right? But we should be trying to be better. We should be trying to improve ourselves. And it doesn't have to be like these huge, big improvements. It can just be, small, incremental improvements. So that's number one. Number two, giving up quickly, or giving up because of one thing, giving up because of one mistake. I actually mentioned this on my Snapchat a few days ago, but for example, someone's been working out, they're doing well, they're eating healthy, and then one day they cheat, or they have some pizza, or they have like cake and this and that and whatever, and they have a bad meal, and then they're like, oh man, I messed up, what's the point of even continuing, right? And so a person now leaves off what they're doing because they have made one mistake. And when it comes to our Iman, likewise, you can parallel in that, you can think of the Fajr prayer. Sometimes somebody will miss Fajr prayer, and then because they missed Fajr, because of that, they'll miss Dhuhr, Asr, Maghrib, and Isha. Because after they miss Fajr, they're like, oh, I missed Fajr, what's the point? And then they miss Dhuhr, and then they're like, oh, what's the point? And then they miss Asr, and what's the point? Let me just get into this lane. Bismillah. Let me in, buddy. Thank you. So instead of our mistakes holding us back, our mistakes can actually be motivators. So when we do make a mistake, because of that mistake, we're motivated to try even harder. So for example, if a person misses Fajr, they're like, hey, I missed Fajr, I'm gonna make sure I don't miss Dhuhr. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna make sure I pray all my prayers today. A person has a bad meal, they go, you know what? Because of this bad meal, I'm gonna work harder in the gym. And I'm gonna be even more cautious when it comes to what I eat. So not being paralyzed, so not being stagnated by a single decision or a single mistake. Number three, quality versus quantity. And I've seen it happen, I've worked out long enough where I've seen it happen over and over again. You go to the gym and somebody, for them, it's all about the weight. Oh, how much can I bench press? How much can I deadlift? How much can I curl? And the quality of that bench press or that deadlift or whatever can suffer. So what ends up happening is a person, fitness-wise, like weightlifting-wise, the person may injure themselves, right? They're lifting with their ego, as they say, never lift with your ego. But they focus on that quantity. And that quantity can actually be detrimental in the long run if there's no quality, if there's no form. Likewise with our spirituality, sometimes we focus on quantity only and not quality. So it's like somebody gets motivated to, increase their spirituality, get closer to Allah, so they go all out. They do everything. And then they burn out. Because the spiritual aspect is missing. The quality is not there. So, for example, our prayer, it's important to pray 5 times a day, and that's, our bare minimum, but it's also important to improve in the quality of that worship. Because if quality is missing, then our quantity is going to last only for so long. Eventually, oh, I know that person. It's a friend of mine. Cut me off, right? My thought. Quantity over quality. I'll get back to that. That guy just ran a red light. Oh well. Man, it's getting dark. Okay, so I'm just gonna finish up the last point. I had to make a quick pit stop. Ran into a friend of mine, give him salams. But I'm gonna finish up this point. Basically, we're talking about the importance of quality over quantity. So, you know, when it comes to working out and all that, it's important that we are working out properly. And it's not just about the quantity. And that leads to the other issue of consistency. Consistency is more important than how much you do. When it comes to spirituality, very clear. Prophet actually told us in the hadith of Aisha, أحب الأعمال إلى الله أدومها وإن قل, that the most beloved actions to Allah are those actions which are done consistently, even if they're small or less. So it's not about, you know, how big the action is, about what we can be consistent with. And when our spirituality, that consistency is important. And likewise with physical fitness and health and all that, it's easy to do a fad diet but then lose it all. It's easy to like make a New Year's resolution, like I'm gonna work out and this and that, whatever, and go hardcore the first week, 2 weeks, and then just drop out. But it's about the long run. It's about consistency, quality, and consistency. Wallahu a'lam. Hey, Salika, what's up, man? How you doing? What's going on? You know, YouTube hasn't seen you in a while. I gotta pick up Laith.
My dad, how you gonna pick him up on this? Really?
I'm gonna get a backpack, put him in.
No, really.
No, I'm just kidding. What's that? Tokens? That's cool.
Yo, free vacuum over there.
Free vacuuming of your car at Flagship today?
That's apparently.
That's the new deal over there?
Yep.
Can't do it.
Can you just pray real quick?
No. You know that hadith the Prophet said, don't pray until you reach that place?
I didn't know that.
And the companions argued over it, like disagreed. Some companions said, no, that means hurry up. Other companions said, no, that means that don't pray until you get there. Right? So they had a disagreement. Okay. So some companions prayed. Some companions went, they got there.
Even if it's like
I think it was Banu Qurayza. Yeah, they're like, look, the Prophet, that's what he said. He said, don't pray until you get there. And then some of the companions were like, no, he meant hurry up. So they disagreed, and the Prophet, they came back, you know, finally they met the Prophet. He said, you're both fine, basically. That's okay. Yeah, the point is that there's going to be differences like these in the ummah, right? You know, fiqh differences and things like this. These are valid differences. They're acceptable. There's nothing to do with what we're talking about right now, but I'm trying to get there and pray. Do you have a message for YouTube?
You gotta keep it simple.
Keep it simple?
That's what I learned at Best Buy. When I was 16.
Yeah.
That's what my boss taught me.
Keep it simple?
Kiss.
Keep it simple.
You're not stupid.
I agree.
Well,
that's so weird. I ran into you.
I know, right? Chalo, good seeing you, sir.
Chalo, मिलते हैं फिर बाद में.
Come for some chai tonight, so. You sure you don't want some Bihari kebab, dude? On point, dude. I'll bring you the one right now.
Bihari kebab?
Yeah. Have you ever had it?
I'm good, dude.
Do it while you ride.
No, you can't.
I can put it in here.
No, you can't open your mouth because your jaw is like shut. All right, man.
Good seeing you, bud.
Good to see you, buddy. Take care.
New?
No, nothing on this bike is new.
Keep it that way. I would sign up your tires for you, though.
No, you can't.
I would do it.
That's dangerous.
People say that.
No. It is dangerous to put
Just like, you know, on the inner.
No. It's dangerous. It's really dangerous to do that to your tires.
All right.
Good to see you, man.
All right.
Assalamu alaikum.